Hey guys, welcome back to my Blazers MyGM. It's kind of weird saying that. Used to say an association, but right off the gates, we're trading away Mo Williams and a first-round pick in the 2015 draft for Iman Shumpert, basically. At the time, I didn't think it was a good trade because I am losing a good backup point guard in Mo Williams, but, hopefully this doesn't come back and haunt me. The team I have after these three trades I do in this video, I have no backup point guard. My backup point guard is basically CJ McCollum, which can play the point, but I'd prefer him to play the shooting guard. Eventually, I'll probably have to go for a backup point guard, but at this time, no injuries have occurred, and let's hope it keeps that way. If not, then I'll probably go after a point guard like Eric Maynor, or let one of you guys decide in the comments below. Now, the next trade I do is to acquire a dominant big to help out LaMarcus Aldridge. At first, I was looking at Joakim Noah, but then as I went through the trade finder, I saw Nikola Pekovic on the board, and I thought, he's a complimentary player. I don't have to lose a first-round pick to get him, and I thought it was a very good idea to trade for him. And now this is the last trade I do to get rid of Chris Humphries. This trade and the previous trade I did was because Amir Johnson and Chris Humphries weren't happy with the playing time they were getting and the position they played, so I decided why not trade them before anything else gets worse. I guess the second trade I did to get Nikola Pekovic was necessary because I needed a dominant center other than Thomas Robinson playing the center position. I guess I could have always swung LaMarcus Aldridge to the center position, but I really like him at the power forward, so that's why I went out to get, a dominant center. So at this point, our roster is actually looking pretty good. We got Damian Lillard at the point, Iman Shumpert, shooting guard, along with CJ McCollum, Allen Crabbe, and Will Barton. I'm looking to keep Will Barton for as long as possible. I know he's not the best overall rating, but hopefully as the season progresses, he gets better. I really like the way he plays in real life, so maybe he could translate it into NBA 2K14, which I highly doubt he will in the first season. At the small forward, we have Nicholas Batum and Courtney Lee, and at the power forward position, LaMarcus Aldridge, Thomas Robinson, and Brandon Bass. Last but not least is the centers, Nikola Pekovic and Joel Freeland, who I have switched over to play in the center. So I hope I didn't change up the roster too much. I am going to keep the core intact with Damian Lillard, possibly Nick Batum, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Thomas Robinson. While I've done this, I've also kept the key bench players that I want to, build up their potential. The trades I did in the beginning of the video actually helped my team a lot, considering Iman Shumpert, Courtney Lee, and Nikola Pekovic both had a fair game. In this gen of NBA 2K14, or I guess you call it next gen, Iman Shumpert has a beautiful release. It's completely perfect. It's amazing. I don't know if it's because when I barely got the game, I started up a Atlanta Hawks MyGM and I traded for him, but I don't know. Something about that release is beautiful, and it makes me love him. Even though I don't know how long he'll be sticking around. Maybe you guys want to see a more improved shooting guard, but I think he's a good fit in the backcourt with Damian Lillard. But enough about the gameplay for right now. Let's talk about some actual current events in the NBA. Right now, or actually, in my previous video, I said the Blazers were on a 10-game winning streak, and it just so happens to be that I probably jinxed them. Because the next day, for some odd reason, they go out and lose to the Phoenix Suns. The Suns didn't even have Bledsoe playing. They did have Goran Dragic, who scored 31 points, 10 assists, but come on. This day has really been a bad day for basketball and win streaks. Portland gets their win streak snapped, and then the Spurs get their win streak snapped by OKC. Horrible time. But this leads me to saying, are the Portland Trail Blazers the real deal? A lot of ESPN analysis people have been saying that no, the Portland isn't the real deal. No, they're not going to make a big push in the playoffs, which I hope they do, possibly even second round. They've been saying that, yeah, it's good for the fans that they're actually winning for once, but they're not going to make a difference in the playoffs. And I have to completely disagree. It all depends on the matchups they go up against. Like I said in my first episode, if they go up against the Spurs, they could do an upset, just like Golden State and the Nuggets. They could do something similar to what Golden State did last year and then be even better the following season. If they don't go up against the Spurs in the playoffs, I really hope they go up against the Clippers. It'd be LaMarcus Aldridge versus Blake Griffin. It's kind of like the upper echelon of power forwards, even though Blake Griffin doesn't really have an outside game other than dunking and athleticism. But I honestly don't believe that Portland is a fluke. And now by me saying that, they probably are going to be a fluke and not even make it to the playoffs. But it'd be nice to see them again post Brandon Roy era. I'd really love to see them in the playoffs. I mean, win or lose in the playoffs is just a way to help develop their younger players and make them want more of the playoff experience and make them work harder for the upcoming season. Their first round draft pick, CJ McCollum, hasn't played a single game for them, and they're doing this well in the early season. That's amazing. I mean, Otto Porter hasn't played a single game with the Wizards either, but you can only hope that with him, they do a lot better than they're actually doing now. Like I said in my previous episode, tell me if you think I should raise the difficulty. Right now it's on pro, but it seems a little bit too easy now that I got accustomed to it. Maybe I should raise it up to all-star, possibly. I don't want something that's too hard, but I don't want something that's too easy. I want something in between, and I think pro may be the option when I start going up against teams like the Miami Heat. But then again, I just beat the Spurs. So I don't know if I should change the difficulty or not. You guys could always let me know in the comments. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing this the day before Thanksgiving, so probably this will be up by Thanksgiving. Now, this might sound really, really, really cheesy, but I'm really thankful for all my viewers watching. Like, really. I don't know, I just said really so many times in the past few seconds, but I hope you guys enjoyed. We did get the win. Leave suggestions in the comments on what I should do in future episodes, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye bye.